America where complimenting a white woman or whistling at a white woman was a death sentence for a black male. And I think this case is just a reminder of how far we've actually come where race relations is concerned in this country. Just as a young black male like Emmett Till could be lynched for whistling at a white woman in 1955, a black man can still lose his life for whistling at or making an overture to a white woman in 2021 in the state of Oregon. The state of Oregon is one of those states that has a liberal face, but a very white supremacist underbelly. It is clear to me that Barry Washington Jr. thought that he was safe from America's racism in the neighborhood that he was in, and unfortunately, it cost him his life.
Tex Christopher, does this have anything to do with race in your mind, or is this simply a man who stepped over the line, according to the boyfriend?
Sure. Well, I did a little research on this today, and I saw on the Daily that the district attorney on October 2nd had said that this gentleman had went back to the lady a second time. So as I was researching the story from the get-go, I was like, okay, so he pays her a compliment. She goes, not interested. And then the second time when he went, that's where it was more than just, hey, I just want to pay you a compliment. That's crossing the line. Now, I'm a retired professional bull rider. Us cowboys here in Texas, we have a cowboy creed. You don't touch our hat, you don't touch our horse, and you don't touch our ladies, right? That does not mean that you go and you shoot somebody. And what I learned about the story today was that it is about them taking it outside, and that's where all the fight went down. And then it escalated more. And so I know better. I'm 48. I got a beautiful 36-year-old Latino woman, long black hair, gorgeous brown eyes. I ain't leaving her alone. I'll be sure that bartender brings me those drinks, right? But at the end of the day, too, this world's getting crazy. It really is. We can't go around shooting people. We're talking to people. We can't go around disrespecting people. And the world is getting crazier. And so when we're on the devil's playground, well, guess what? There's things that are going to happen. And I think what the world is witnessing right now is that there was envy, there was jealousy, there was a spirit of murder that was over there, there's a spirit of pride, and things got way out of hand. Way out of hand.
Jack, you don't think race played a role in this, but you don't think race played a role?
No, I don't think that race played a role in this. I think it was, hey, there was drinking, there was partying, somebody was being disrespectful. In the beginning, there was no disrespect. But it was that second time, and it was like, hey, let's go handle this outside. Then that's when it got crazy.
All right.
Because
let's bring into this conversation. Was it that second time that caused this, or do you think race played a factor?
I haven't seen enough to say that race played a factor because I haven't heard any racial slurs or any racial comments. But like Derek Muhammad said, America has a history of this. It's not just Emmett Till. It's Black Wall Street. It's Rosewood, Florida. So anytime a white woman has said a black man has done something, back in the day, they ended up being killed. But what Tex said about not touching somebody's girl, I was raised a little differently. Yeah, you don't touch somebody's girl, but if nobody compliments your girl, that means you don't have a beautiful woman. So I always took that as a compliment. You know what I mean? So if nobody wants your woman but you, that's saying something. But
yeah, right.
If it got physical, fight. What happened to fighting? You know what I mean? Not saying grown men should fight. You know what I mean? I'm of age as well. I'm not fighting, but I guess people are too scared to get a beating. You know what I mean? And they're too quick to pull a gun. We're too gung-ho in this country. And if somebody compliments you, that as a compliment. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's racial right now. If things come out in the future and it says so, I would change my opinion. But America has to realize that this has happened so many times in the past. You can't help but have people wonder, was race involved? Because it's been involved in so many murders of black men throughout this. Rumor has it I have family members who were dating white women back in the early 1900s. Disappeared off the face of the earth. Never saw them again. My grandmother and them never saw them again. So this hits home for me. You know what I mean? But until we see more evidence of it being racial, it's just an unfortunate situation. Mr. Cranston might not be racist, but he's definitely weak. He definitely can't handle somebody complimenting this woman. That's going to happen.